inspires and prepares today's young dreamers to be tomorrow's goal breakers, leaders, and things we haven't even imagined yet. Help more kids while having a great time at the JA Bowl-a-thon. Sign your team up and raise money to ensure the educational programs focused on financial literacy, career readiness, and entrepreneurship are always free to thousands of students. The JA Bowl-a-thon is February 16th and 17th at Parkway Lanes and Hollywood Bowl. Register at lincoln.ja.org.
A lot of work goes into making Nebraska, Nebraska. Keeping it green. Helping it thrive. Making it fun. Everything that goes into caring for our outdoors, from waters to wildlife, plays a big role in making Nebraska home. Learn how we help conserve our state's natural resources at outdoornebraska.org.
Paid for by Nebraska Game and Parks. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves them, that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Good Friday, people. This is Old School coming live from 1040 O Street. Jay Foreman, DP Austin on the ones and twos. We are brought to you by the Mercado Certified Piedmontese Special Ingredients and Butcher Shop, located at 84th and Havelock and 30th and Yankee Hill. A little bit of a cool day today, but we got some warmer temperatures coming up, I think as early as Sunday. So definitely go on down there and get something to throw on the grill, right? But with that being said, it's NFL championship weekend. This is where I always say this is the one where you're coming down the back stretch of the 400 and you see the finish line and you're neck and neck. And this will be the analogy of all four teams neck and neck and whoever they're playing against. And it's going to take true grit, fundamentals, concentration, and all that in order to get over the finish line. And so you have two, very unique matchups. Obviously, you got the two number one seeds still alive with the Ravens and the 49ers. But both of them are facing teams that easily could be their kryptonite. And, obviously, there's a ton of Kansas City Chiefs fans here, and they have the best quarterback in the game, probably arguably the best play caller, head coach in the game, arguably maybe the best franchise in the game. And one of the better defenses in not in the nation, but in the National Football League, and they're facing that guy, the ultimate equalizer. And Lamar Jackson, when he's rolling and the Ravens are rolling, and when you have a John Harbaugh led team that's out to prove something, and you have a quarterback that was MVP before, is on his way to the MVP number 2. When they have something to prove and they're at home, it's going to be a tall order for even his greatest quarterback is Patrick Mahomes and obviously one of the greatest tight ends of all time and Travis Kelce and company. And so that to me is the more interesting game. The more game I think that game is going to probably be a little bit more chippy because you have the young lion trying to, I wouldn't say knock the old lion off, but let him know that I'm here for real. I mean, this is a huge game for Lamar Jackson, and rightfully so, but not fairly so, because he could go out there kind of like Josh Allen, play his butt off. The defense or a call doesn't go his way, he gets the L. But it's a legacy game that could be for him. And so in order to become great and and have first of all you have to have the opportunity. But in order to be great, you have to do and win these type of games. I just mentioned Josh Allen. He's played great against the Kansas City Chiefs. He's played great, realistically, 92% of the time in his whole career. I mean, real late, this last where he's really taken off. And especially against the Chiefs, he just hasn't been able to be a part of a team that wins. Lamar Jackson, with this team and what they got going on, and beating an upstart Texan team, is going to be a game. I mean, you talk about a physical game and a mentally taxing game. This is going to be a game not for the faint of heart, and it's going to be interesting to see who blinks first.
Is it fair to say that the two best quarterbacks are playing in the AFC Conference Championship?
Oh yeah, it's not even close.
Is it fair to say that the two most dominant players in the NFL this season are playing in the AFC Championship game?
Within reason. I mean, there's always, you got the other Josh Allen for Jacksonville that had 17, 18, but you talk about two dudes that
like this year, if there's a redraft for the NFL.
Oh, they wanted to.
Right. Like that's a thing.
Yeah, it's their box office, their ticket, they're the guys, they're headliners. And the great thing about it is they, in a lot of ways, especially down the stretch, I think they both have really stepped up their game. I think Patrick Mahomes obviously had a little bit of emotional, outburst with the drops, but then whatever they did after his last one at home, I forget who it was where they lost, and it was a call, and he said it wasn't right. It actually was the right call. They lost. He started to focus in. I think you saw Travis Kelce have some reality checks. I think whoever got in his head. And primarily it was probably Andy Reid. When Andy Reid bumped him, he wanted to go back into the game after a fake punt, and he had threw his helmet. I think they had a, come to Jesus team meeting or come to Jesus individual meeting, both, with themselves and or with Coach Reid. And that's where you start to see, okay, on the road, we like a challenge. You awakened the giant for whatever reason. You poked the bear. The bear took your head off. Rightfully so, and now they're motivated. But now that you're going up into Baltimore, and DP knows Baltimore's a different animal. It's grimy,
especially in February.
Late
January, early February, Baltimore plays different. Ask Tennessee about going in and trying to get things done. And people forget in the blue blood conversation of the NFL, people forget the Ravens.
Oh yeah,
the Ravens have been there. Like the fans have been there.
Yeah,
the execs have been there.
Ozzie knew since day one.
They've been there. So then I ask you this, and I ask Austin as well: rank the four teams playing Sunday
as they're playing right now.
If you had to
I'm saying as they're playing right now,
you're going to say how this at end of season, this is how they're going to finish.
Oh, I think this is the kind of, you can sometimes get let down in like Final Four or college football playoffs. I think this is a Super Bowl right now.
Like that's where I was leaving.
I think
that's where I was leaving. That the team, and I don't care who wins in the AFC. The winner of that game announces itself as the favorite in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, no matter what.
And we say that thinking Baltimore, San Francisco. If it's KC beating Baltimore in Baltimore and then facing San Francisco, close.
Yeah. I think if Kansas City wins, it's on Patrick Mahomes and Kelsey's back, and that just sometimes those guys are just better than everybody. I mean, they're just better than everybody majority of the time. If they end up playing San Francisco, and I don't think it's a foregone conclusion that San Francisco wins.
I think it's a brawl, but ultimately I think
their experience.
I think their defense is just that much. Like you can take the two offenses and you can make whatever argument you want,
right?
But defensively, the 49ers have more talent across the board. I also say this. I asked the question: if you had to rank the four quarterbacks and then the four tight ends, look, Kelsey's the name, but Mr. Kittle, Mr. Andrews. And young, you're talking about
the four best,
right?
Like four of the best,
right? Like
and two of the best going in the game, three of the best going. When listen, I would make the argument here, right? Andrews, when healthy, when healthy. I can't even get myself to say this.
Yeah.
Do you want me to say it for you so you don't have to?
I'd take him before. I know I would take him before Kittle.
And let me really upset some people. Let me really upset some people. if I'm the offensive coordinator and I want to be able to run everything.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, I don't take Kelsey.
Yeah.
And hey, I don't even take Andrews. I take George Kittle.
Yeah, he's
because Kittle flexes in every system as well as any tight end in pro football.
He gives you I think in the box, I think Mark Andrews gives you the most, run blocking, passing. I think what Kittle does, and Kelsey can too, but Kelsey, I think blocking is kind of.
Kittle will take you to the house, bang his head on the goalpost.
Yeah.
Andrews is a possession, move the chain guy. Yeah. Andrews doesn't scare me going to the house from 50.
No.
Kittle scares me to death.
Yeah, because he'll run away from you.
Right.
And Kittle's more of a hybrid now, but he's so physical and plays so hard. He's a really good, he can be a dominant inline blocker. So I mean,
Crowbait says, okay, so here's his four. Ravens, he's ranking them. Ravens
teams
40, Ravens, 49ers, Lions, Chiefs. He put the Chiefs fourth, which send those emails to Crowbait via the text line. And then tight ends, he said Kittle and then Kelsey.
It's just kind of just eye of the beholder. I mean, I think Kelsey's is one of the best ever to play. It's hard for me to put anybody over him. I just think in the time, especially last week, what you saw, he still has it. He already said he's coming back. I think he's been able to refocus. I think he was extremely unfocused.
Look,
during
Taylor
the year.
Swift's grandkids deserve this final year's contract. They just
because she's already a billionaire,
right?
Those
grandkids need
a couple
the
extra
trust fund. They need the trust fund.
Yeah.
Axel Foley says, I can't picture a Kansas City Detroit Super Bowl. I'm with you, bro.
I don't think it sells a lot.
I'm with you,
but I could see Detroit beating San Francisco. I am not a believer. I mean, Brock, the way Brock Purdy played last week. I mean, I get it. I get it. First,
Detroit. We really.
You sleeping on Detroit?
Yeah, I'm sleeping on Detroit. I'm stone cold asleep.
Yeah, you're
not buying it. I'm not buying it. I'm sorry. I've been look. I saw the best Detroit Lions team in history come into RFK Stadium and just crap the bed. Yeah. I saw the second best Lions team in history come into DC in the championship game and give up a 50 burger. I'm sorry, you're gonna have to retrain my brain. I can't buy that this Lions team beating that 49ers defense.
But the 49ers defense, I think, isn't the same defense as we're remembering, because they are struggling. I don't know how you're struggling stopping the run.
Green Bay beat them outside, which is weird.
And Green Bay essentially tricked off the game. And literally did. Now, granted, 49ers won. Give them credit. The back end is what's weird. You have two of the best. Quite frankly, you have the best inside linebacker in the game in Warner. Mm-hmm. Greenlaw's easily top 8 if I had to sit there and do that. But their safety play.
That's a great text.
Their safety play has been horrible.
That's a great text. Chevy Rhino says, Ravens 1, 49ers 1B, Chiefs 1C, 4 Lions.
Yeah,
that's kind of my vibe.
But that's the problem.
Yeah,
that's where I'm telling you, if Detroit starts fast, this game's over, because the more pressure you can put on Brock Purdy, they will lose the game. And do not think Detroit won't be physical. That's, I know for a fact. I talked to their defensive coordinator.
Can they? But here's the thing, though. Aren't you? You talk about being more physical with those 49er playmakers. Is that what we? Is that what we bank in the Lions? Oh,
listen. I'm just telling you, they're gonna come to hit.
You know what I can say, Leo or Jay? I'm gonna be physical with you. We going out in the lobby. I'm gonna be physical with you. And you know what? You know what Austin gonna say?
This is not the Detroit
Jay,
Lions.
Stop! He's dead already.
That's not.
Already.
I almost saw Jay and Nick come to blows multiple times today, and I know Nick didn't want that.
Detroit is gonna come to compete. I just know that for a fact. This is not Wayne Fontes or whatever his name is, and you're just trying to overfeed, and you got all the talent on offense, and you got nobody out there on defense. These dudes, they don't know any better.
I don't.
They started
know.
the season off and let you know. They just let you know who we are.
You still, I mean, you're not playing at home.
Right, but
you're not playing at home. Look,
right.
Look, if this game was in Detroit, I'd have a different conversation. But you're playing on the road, different time zone against a foe that's familiar with being in this dance and in this battle. I'm not saying the Lions aren't good. They're the second best team in the NFC, and rightfully so. I just think it's a gap between going on the road to play San Francisco with who I think is the best offensive player in the NFC in Christian McCaffrey.
Right.
Forget about all the other stuff. The best player on the field, the best 4 players on the field are wearing 49er colors.
Right.
Then you get to Hutchinson and company. And then if I said to you, okay, we got to grade the 22 offensive starters in the game, you're not going to have a lot of Detroit Lions in the top 8. But you're going to have them in the top. Look, they're playing well.
It's matchups though.
I get
it. That's where you have to look deeper into the game. Okay, Christian McCaffrey is the best player. There you go. You got some. We got some afternoon. There we go. Yeah, showing some love right there. Forget the early breakers.
We can't hear you.
Yeah, we can. We can read lips, right?
We can hear. We tried.
Yeah,
right?
we need screens, right?
We need
retractable glass.
You know what we need? This gives me an
Put
idea.
Speakers out there.
You
right?
know, You know what we need to do is I need to create some car signs for you to just when you drive by here
get some accidents. You don't
they can only pull them out when they're at a stop sign.
Like, we'd like it to be that until it's after a big Husker victory. I just think you got to dive deeper. We'll get into it in the second segment because a lot of it falls on Brock Purdy, but it could fall on Brock Purdy based on what Jared Goff does and what Detroit does. If they come out and play steady, San Francisco
I'm
in
still
trouble.
taking Purdy over Goff.
No way. No way.
If
you saw that dude play, if you watched that game last week, listen, there is not enough diapers in Hy-Vee on 70th and Pioneers to fill up what he did.
Have we forgotten Jared Goff? Have we forgotten you got traded? Come on, you got traded to Detroit for a reason.
Right.
Like, stop. Like, let's not coordinate Jared Goff.
But he's the same. Look, if you look at his career, he's done it every year that he's been there. Every year he's been in the league, he's been consistent from day one to today. That's factual. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if he's at Detroit. Doesn't matter if he's at the Rams when he's in the Super Bowl. Jared Goff has handled his business.
I'm not mad at that. He's the 4th best quarterback playing Sunday.
Right.
That's all I'm saying. Look, in another world, if this game was in Detroit, we'd be having a different conversation about, because that, to me, that's a 7.5 point swing.
It's a 4.5 point swing being at home for San Francisco. I'll give you 5. But you know what it is?
Hold on. Let me get this dude.
It's one throw by Brock Purdy.
Hey, Joe on the text line.
Joseph.
What you never gonna say to me is do some research. First of all, stay in your lane. Stop it. Add some facts to your text. Don't give me your opinion. Don't tell me that I don't know 49ers and Detroit offensive and defensive schemes. That's just a statement of not truth. And the history behind it, because there's stories and movies that we've seen before. And everything factual. You can tell me about your opinion and what you think you're going to see. But everything factual says the Detroit Lions have never won the NFC Championship game to play the Super Bowl. They've never done it. So anything else you say about it, you are living in fantasy land. You are looking forward. That's the real. I base my statements on fact. You can tell me about your opinion and how you feel, but the Detroit Lions ain't never, and I mean ever, advanced and gone to a Super Bowl.
There it is. Because I can't drop my headset. Anyways, we're going to dive more into what Detroit can do to possibly pull the upset of the century. Jay Foreman, DP Austin. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
A team succeeds when they work together. Banking's no different. At UBT, we're in your corner for every financial move you want to make. Your money's backed by a roster of experts who put in the work to know you and your community. So whether you're opening a savings account, buying a home, or planning your future, you always know who to turn to. Working together toward your financial goals. That's a win in our playbook. Union Bank and Trust. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate, 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197. Are you looking for a new spot to relax and unwind? The Post, located on the south side of the Telegraph District on the corner of 20th and N Street, is perfect for a group hangout or a relaxing evening. The Post has plenty of exciting events open to the public, like Whiskey Wednesday and poker tournaments on Sundays. Looking for a spot for a private event? Ask them about their indoor patio. The Post, located at 20th and N Street in Lincoln.
My dream was to work in commercial banking, but it required a college degree and I didn't have one. I found out that Doane had classes for adult learners on the Lincoln campus and online. So I earned my bachelor's degree, and 5 months later, I landed my dream job. I decided to continue my education, and now I'm working on my MBA at Doane. For me, the Doane experience has been life-changing.
This is Brad with Midwest Bank, proudly serving our Nebraska communities for over 70 years. We're a community bank, making local decisions, supporting local organizations, and helping local businesses and farms succeed. We are dedicated to serving our clients and helping them meet their financial needs with sound, innovative banking solutions. From an array of checking and deposit accounts, cash management services, to small business, real estate, and ag lending. We're here for you. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Find out more at MidwestBank.com. Member FDIC.
Liberty Law Group is committed to the defense of liberty for those accused and the pursuit of justice for those injured. Liberty Law Group's relentless trial attorneys specialize in criminal defense and personal injury law. Navigating the legal system can be stressful, overwhelming, and full of uncertainty. Liberty Law Group is here to do the heavy lifting for you. We believe in treating every client with respect and understanding. When you're in need of legal assistance, trust Liberty Law Group to fight for you. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. That's 877-42-LIBERTY.
Introducing The Outlet by Sartor Heyman. The Outlet brings you luxurious Sartor Heyman quality jewelry at unbeatable prices. Shop our expansive inventory of overstocked merchandise and a vast estate collection that just hasn't found its home yet. This is your chance to own stunning designer jewelry at a fraction of the cost. Elevate your style at The Outlet by Sartor Heyman, where luxury and affordability meet. Downtown at 12th and O or online at sartorheyman.com.
Ironhide Construction is hiring. They're looking for hardworking, self-motivated individuals who are team players. Ironhide Construction has openings for an experienced project manager, estimator, apprentice, skilled laborer, and erector or installer. They will train the right people and make sure you understand the position and requirements. At Ironhide Construction, it's own it, be honest, and do it right. Apply today and learn more about their other benefits at ironhideconstruction.com. where they're committed to you every step of the way.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe. Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Yeah, looking like Pete Diddy. Anyways, Jay, we are back. Second segment, 4:40. We got a short one here, and then we'll end at the bottom of the hour.
I'll behave the rest of the show. I had a moment. My apologies, everybody, for launching.
Hey, man, it's this game here. I mean, it's a tall order for Detroit to get there, right? And I think it all started back on that Dallas game where they got hosed, about the whole reporting thing, and they were lucky enough that Dallas did what Dallas usually does, and so they got 2 home games, and it actually worked out for them a little bit. That they're a little bit more hardened, right? You play a harder team right out the get go, kind of get over the hump. It's kind of like Austin as we're getting closer to March Madness, when you're a number 1 seed or a 2, 2-15, where you're like, okay, we're playing this thing, and then they push you to the limits, and then okay, now you get all the nervous energy out of it. Well, then Detroit did that, and so when you go on the road to these games, the one thing Detroit I think is done versus in the past, and if you ever get a chance to watch the Barry Sanders movie or documentary, it tells you a lot how a franchise can fail some of the greatest players of all time. And I'm willing, for you Chicago Bears fan, don't sit up there and just point the fingers at Detroit, because you had Walter Payton.
You had Gale.
Yeah, but I'm just talking in my time.
Yeah.
In my time, you had Walter Payton, never have a quarterback of substance. Are you trying to tell me let's be right?
You're right.
Is that fair?
It's fair.
Right? Same with Detroit. Not
Wait a minute. What are you trying to say that Steve Fuller wasn't top level? You mean Mike Tomczak wasn't? Are you trying to tell me?
And that was by choice.
That Bobby Douglas was not elite.
I would have took Vince, the dude that been
Bob Avellini.
I would have took Vince Evans over all of them, who played like
they didn't block for Vince,
but he played like 20 years. Vince would have done great now with the RPO.
Oh yeah.
What Detroit has done, and it coincides with Jared Goff. They really hired a first-class GM. The second thing they did is they coerced or really, and it took it took brilliance by the Ford family. They got Chris Spielman in there, right, in an executive role, a legit executive role, not like how the Cleveland Browns had Jim Brown and you just had an office never was open. You just show up. What do we need? We need your eyes and your experience to evaluate what we need as from scouts, coaches, players, toughness, right?
Fair.
Toughest, right? That boils down to the coach. Now, look, we all had fun with Dan Campbell and the kneecaps and all that stuff, but people missed his message and all that. Now, look, Dan Campbell's been coached by some of the best. Bill Parcells, Sean Payton, Tom Coughlin, and then obviously in college, and played phenomenal. He was a tough hombre. I went against him. He's a dude, and he's tough as all get out. There's a reason why when he took over the lowly Dolphins, Jake Sorensen, that he knocked it out of the box. So what they started to do is draft football players, and they've started to develop football players. They've knocked it out of the box the last 3 or 4 drafts.
Yeah.
And then you get a guy that's embracing being in Detroit. Jared Goff was kind of cast off for Matthew Stafford. Like it seemed like a rental. He's still playing great. Both quarterbacks playing great. You go on the road, Detroit has to, it's like going into a fight, Buster Douglas against Mike Tyson. Right? You got to withstand San Francisco's first wave where like Mike Tyson tried to knock you out. You got to jab, body blow, and hope they run out of gas and beat them at the end. That's the way they're going to have to win this game. They're going to have to play steady. They're going to have to score early, and it doesn't necessarily have to be touchdowns. They can't give up big plays. They got to be physical with Deebo Samuel. The odd thing about it, the thing that 2 years ago San Francisco lost, it was particularly even last year, their offensive line was so good. But now it's more or less just left side only. That's Trent Williams and big man that they got. Mason, I think it is. And their center's okay. That's what really could hurt San Francisco if Detroit gets off. Detroit's a little bit too young. I think the coaching advantage does go to San Francisco. I think the quarterback advantage goes to Detroit. And it's going to come down to how well Jared Goff can control the pace. He's got to be a point guard. He's got to be a guy that takes the air out of San Francisco, Levi Stadium, or whatever you want to call it, and put a ton of pressure on Brock Purdy, because Brock Purdy will fold immensely. He has told you. He has shown you. And this isn't even a knock on Brock Purdy. He was the last guy drafted in the NFL draft. He's exceeded expectations tenfold. And I think sometimes the play calling of Kyle Shanahan has put a little bit too much pressure on him. Because when you let your stable of running backs go, now granted, you pay Christian McCaffrey, you're gonna kind of have to bargain shop. When you gotta think they let Mostert go for essentially nothing, He's one of the leading rushers. And when you only can run Christian McCaffrey, then you have to save him. What do you have to do? You got to start going to a drop back game. And so if San Francisco gets in that situation, I know for a fact Detroit feels extremely confident with 13 throwing the ball.
Here's my thing with that sometimes with young quarterbacks, having a system rather than having go-tos. So those tendency things where if, let's say, you're a rookie quarterback, you've got a stud running back, you've got a top 1A receiver, you know what your responsibilities are.
Sure.
Brock Purdy doesn't have that. In that, he's got guys who all play multiple positions, all are multi-skilled, all located in different places, and then create different matchups along with that, which requires the youngest quarterback playing this weekend to make decisions.
And the most inexperienced. Too.
Right. To make decisions. So I say this. A lot of Purdy's struggles comes from the same thing that provides him success.
Yeah.
Is that he has weapons and options, and they're hard to know. What do you say? The toughest thing to defend is when you know where the players are going to be. With the 49ers, you never know where they're going to be and who they're going to use as priority one. Neither does Brock Purdy. From play to play, from scheme to scheme, he just doesn't know.
Yeah,
and so he has to adjust, and it's a lot.
Yeah, so what the DP is saying is it's what we talked about with Strick. And this is where I think the evolution of when Chip Kelly and the offense, took college football by storm, and then now becomes like a little bit easier to defend. It's scheme versus system, and there's a distinct difference. When you run a scheme, where Brock Purdy struggles with, and the reason why is because Jared Goff struggled with it as well. Sean McVay even told you, I got out coached because he tried to go against Bill Belichick with a scheme. Once you get the principles down of the scheme, it's actually easier football. It's like, oh yeah, he'll be there, just come down. You can take more chances. You can you can make that offense that's so explosive with talent look very weak. So a scheme is that against cover 3, I'm throwing to a spot every single time. When I run, you have to have everything go right. You got to have the defense react. So if I run a hard, outside zone fake, pull it, I'm throwing back, to the, a backside slant or backside, skinny post. Well, if the timing's off by the corner and a good read by the safety or linebacker, well, it's either a tip ball or interception or just inaccurate throw. That's where you saw him running into trouble against Green Bay. The difference is LaFleur and Shanahan grew up coaching together. So they know it, right? Now, whereas Campbell hasn't, they do have people in the organization from San Francisco that can help him. Affecting their timing is more important. You got to be really good at the point of attack. You got to stay on your feet. You got to tackle well. Then you got to force him to try to throw through spots. Now, when you're running a system, now you're actually playing football. If we're a system where we'll be inside, outside zone, we'll be able to adapt your system because your system is adaptable even with their core principles based on what the defense does. That's where you see like Kansas City. Yeah. They run a system, right? And that system is based off of, obviously we're going to work the tight end. If not, we're going to try to have a number of receivers get to tight end spots. Then we're going back to Kelsey.
Yeah. In the first quarter, if you're Detroit, specifically Aiden Hutchinson, is it more important to get sacks or send a message?
I'm a big believer hits on the quarterback. I'm even more of a believer of getting a young quarterback to do something that he doesn't want to do. So if he throws out, if he throws really good in the pocket or rolling out to his right, I need you rolling out to the left. I need to hit you. I need to get like Tom Brady does really well, or like Dan Marino was really good stepping up in the pocket and then kind of shimmy into his right. Tom Brady's a great pocket presence. They're not going to beat you like Lamar Jackson. So you got to make him do the opposite. That's what I'm trying to do. Before you come in, you could get a sack the first play of the game and not be heard of. I want hits on the quarterback. I want them off their spots. I want their timing off. Over and over and over. Because as the game goes on, it will slow down for the defense. They got to tackle well. If I'm Detroit, my game plan is I want 3 or 4 hits on Deebo Samuel. I got to test your shoulder, dude.
Let me see. They want to. Apparently, it's Test Me Friday. So this Iowa texter, and I'm gonna say that with a smirk.
He's from Iowa.
He's from Iowa.
Well, they got 2 Iowa tight ends, so you like George Kittle.
But what he said was, it's a fact that this San Francisco coaching staff hadn't won bleep.
What do you mean? Well, I mean, they hadn't won the Super Bowl. I mean, sure, but there's only one team that does.
He was coach of the year and took him to the Super Bowl.
But they didn't win.
He's actually been there before. Yeah. Like, he knows where it is. Like, he knows how it works.
Yeah.
Like, he's been there.
But the only problem is this.
The
only problem is this.
What he said is
Kyle Shanahan with that 28-3. Them Patriots came back like Return of the Jedi.
He's been there. He's gotten teams there. He's actually won this game. He's won an NFC championship.
Yeah.
Okay. Just for the record, we can go to break.
It's hard. I mean, look.
Don't tiptoe towards me on Friday. I'm going to Royal Rumble in the morning. I got venom in me.
You hyped up. We got to send. Listen. Hey, guaranteed. I got 3-1 odds. DP ends up on like Instagram, busting up into the ring or something. Anyways, Jay Foreman, DP, Austin. We're going to break. We'll be right back.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and Jay on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. 93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your link forecast for today, more fog and freezing fog expected throughout the day. We'll see a high around 34. Tonight, more fog expected with a low around 28. And tomorrow, more fog in the morning, then partly sunny skies for the afternoon. See an afternoon high of around 36. I'm meteorologist Kyle Klecker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Junior Achievement at Lincoln inspires and prepares today's young dreamers to be tomorrow's goal breakers, leaders, and things we haven't even imagined yet. Help more kids while having a great time at the JA Bowl-a-thon. Sign your team up and raise money to ensure the educational programs focused on financial literacy, career readiness, and entrepreneurship are always free to thousands of students. The JA Bowl-a-thon is February 16th and 17th at Parkway Lanes and Hollywood Bowl. Register at lincoln.ja.org.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
John Henry's would like to remind you, if you haven't already, to unhook your outdoor hoses and check faucets for leaks so your pipes don't freeze. As the official plumber of the Huskers, you know who to call when a plumbing issue arises. From frozen pipes to clogged drains, we can help you protect your home this winter. Give John Henry's a call today to schedule at
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
Iron Height Construction is hiring. They're looking for hardworking, self-motivated individuals who are team players. Iron Height Construction has openings for an experienced project manager, estimator, apprentice, skilled laborer, and erector or installer. They will train the right people and make sure you understand the position and requirements. At Iron Height Construction, it's own it, be honest, and do it right. Apply today and learn more about their other benefits at ironheightconstruction.com, where they're committed to you every step of the way. Attention all Wings fans. 89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 tall boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels and Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels and Joe.
A team succeeds when they work together. Banking's no different. At UBT, we're in your corner for every financial move you want to make. Your money's backed by a roster of experts who put in the work to know you and your community. So whether you're opening a savings account, buying a home, or planning your future, you always know who to turn to. Working together toward your financial goals. That's a win in our playbook. Union Bank and Trust. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
My dream was to work in commercial banking, but it required a college degree and I didn't have one. I found out that Doane had classes for adult learners on the Lincoln campus and online. So I earned my bachelor's degree, and 5 months later, I landed my dream job. I decided to continue my education, and now I'm working on my MBA at Doane. For me, the Doane experience has been life-changing.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices.
Introducing The Outlet by Sartor Heyman. The Outlet brings you luxurious Sartor Heyman quality jewelry at unbeatable prices. Shop our expansive inventory of overstocked merchandise and a vast estate collection that just hasn't found its home yet. This is your chance to own stunning designer jewelry at a fraction of the cost. Elevate your style at The Outlet by Sartor Heyman, where luxury and affordability meet. Downtown at 12th and O or online at sartorheyman.com.
Sandhills Global is hiring. With their fast-paced, growing culture, they have hundreds of new openings in sales, marketing, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Full-time roles offer a 4.5-day work week, along with flexible internships in most areas. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Find your fit today at www.sandhills.jobs.
Back to Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We are back. We got a couple minutes right here before we get to 5 o'clock hour. Jay Foreman, DP Austin. Then at the top of the 5 o'clock hour, we're going to dive into the Chiefs and the Ravens and give our picks. And then we got Husker basketball tomorrow. Go out there. Well, they're actually probably out in College Park right now. Hopefully against some blue crabs and stuff like that. And living it up, man. I miss it out there.
John Rothstein says it's the spring break capital of the Northeast. Is that an apt description? Park? Yes.
I don't even. I think it's spring break 24/7 out there. They have a lot.
If you've ever gone to Camden Yards,
I have not, unfortunately. Wait, I walked past. I walked on Utah Street. I haven't been in.
Not the same. Okay, not the same. First of all, you got to go. You do have to get some crabs.
Yeah.
Or get a crab cake sandwich across. There's a little mall right across the street from the stadium. You can do that, or go to the mini mall across the street where they make they put on a show making saltwater taffy.
Oh yeah. Oh.
And they put on a show.
Yeah.
They put on a show.
You know, and they also have down there by Camden Yards, you can go out on like a big old ferry, and it's all you can eat crabs and beer and entertainment and stuff like that. But yeah, the Husker basketball team is out there in full effect. It's 6 o'clock out there, so
they'll go the other direction. They'll go to DC,
probably.
There's the Green Turtle. So they're headed to the Green Turtle, College Park, Maryland, where they can go and eat really good sports, real food, real sports bar food, or take them into DC and take them down to the Inner Harbor. And
well, they are in prime Friday rush hour, which is literally an hour to go 5 miles. But You know,
you are not kidding.
Yeah, but sometimes you got to travel far and away to get to the destiny. I think this is a huge game for the team, and obviously we're going to dive into it at the second segment at 5 o'clock hour. So we're going to take a quick break, come back at the top of the hour, talk about these Ravens and Chiefs. I know the Chiefs fans are in effect. And before we go to break, I want to address you Chiefs fans. You guys have now reached the level of Dallas Cowboy fans. They have. Now, rightfully so, because they've been winning and they got great and they're going to continue to win. But this is the problem I have with Chiefs fans. They will go out of their way and act like just because they're happy that their team won, you should be, and it's we. No, it's not we. It's you. You know what I'm saying? This is what we need to do. No. This is what Patrick Mahomes needs to do. What you need to do is drink another beer, probably a Modelo or whatever, have some wings, and sit back and let him do his thing.
Get your Taylor Swift playlist going.
Right, yeah. You get your Swifties going and all that other stuff. Just talking about, did you see the Chiefs game? Are you happy that the Chiefs won? No. Buffalo's 6-6 right now at that point. Anyways, we'll be back at the top of 5 o'clock hour. Chiefs Ravens on the tap. Jay Foreman, DP, Austin. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Old School with DP and Jay. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
Load up on meat and more this winter at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. This week's special through January 30th is $2 off steakhouse burgers, and buy one Urban Slicer Pizza Works dough, get an Urban Slicer Pizza Works pizza sauce for free. Don't forget their 2 new locations now open at 30th and Yankee Hill in Lincoln and 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town. Ironhide Construction is hiring. They're looking for hardworking, self-motivated individuals who are team players. Ironhide Construction has openings for an experienced project manager, estimator, apprentice, skilled laborer, and erector or installer. They will train the right people and make sure you understand the position and requirements. At Ironhide Construction, it's own it, be honest, and do it right. Apply today and learn more about their other benefits at ironhideconstruction.com, where they're committed to you every step of the way.
My dream was to work in commercial banking, but it required a college degree and I didn't have one. I found out that Doane had classes for adult learners on the Lincoln campus and online. So I earned my bachelor's degree, and 5 months later, I landed my dream job. I decided to continue my education, and now I'm working on my MBA at Doane. For me, the Doane experience has been life-changing.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today: more fog and freezing fog expected throughout the day. We'll see a high around 34. Tonight, more fog expected with a low around 28. And tomorrow, more fog in the morning, then partly sunny skies for the afternoon. See an afternoon high of around 36. And meteorologist Kyle Klecker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Attention all Wings fans. 89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 tall boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings.
Houses? They're expensive. And once you buy one, you're kind of stuck with it for a while. You need to make sure you get your best house for the best price. You need Ben Bleicher and his team of pros at Professional Realty Group. They'll take the time to figure out what's important for you in your dream home, and they have the expertise to find the hidden issues that could surprise you after the sale. That's professional knowledge, proactive service. We call that potential. Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's home service ambassador. Find more online at prg-ne.com.
Garage doors can be expensive. Are you keeping yours in the best condition possible? This is Cameron Hall with Doors Plus. Doors Plus is a locally owned business that prides itself on the fast, reliable, and friendly service. Doors Plus offers flexible scheduling so you can book an appointment that fits your busy day. My team and I will come out to your property, both commercial and residential, and provide you with the necessary information you need to make sure your garage door is in working and smooth condition. Give Doors Plus a call today at 402-590-5800 to book an appointment and learn more about our preventative maintenance plans. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
A team succeeds when they work together. Banking's no different. At UBT, we're in your corner for every financial move you want to make. Your money's backed by a roster of experts who put in the work to know you and your community. So whether you're opening a savings account, buying a home, or planning your future, you always know who to turn to. Working together toward your financial goals. That's a win in our playbook. Union Bank and Trust. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're back. Jay Foreman, Austin, DP on the and we are Old School. Excuse me. We are back. Jay Foreman. We had an off the air conversation. Right. We are back. Top of 5 o'clock hour. Jay Foreman, DP. Austin is on the ones and twos. We are Old School. We are diving into the Ravens at home, trying to get to the Super Bowl against the defending Super Bowl champions. Up until if they don't win it again, the Kansas City Chiefs. It will be a physical game. It'll be interesting to see, how Kansas City tries to attack this vaunted Baltimore defense on the road. Obviously it's going to be some crowd noise. It's going to be a physical game. It's going to be cold. It's different. I look at it like this. I think when I go back and look at the Green Bay San Francisco game, I think you have two coaches that are familiar with each other. So the defense comes in well prepared. I felt like the 49ers got outplayed, but the 49ers played well enough to win when they needed to, right? And they made the plays that needed to be made. And same thing with Kansas City. Like it, love it or not, I felt like the safety play with the two veteran safeties, in particular one, played like garbage at home, and let Patrick Mahomes make third and long plays for no reason. You get paid too much money not to do it. Now, it's easier for me to say that now, sitting here on my butt. 47 years old, broke down. I'm a lot smart. Listen, I've gotten a lot smarter, a lot faster, a lot better for no reason. And I'm well aware of that. But I'm also well aware of when you do have the chances to get to where they get, and I was never afforded that. We always lost in the first round. They had been there. I felt Buffalo had been there so much that it wasn't as important. Kansas City was there with something to prove. And also those teams know each other, right? And so when it comes down to when two teams know each other, then you look at the head coaches, right? Who can hold their water the longer? Kyle Shanahan, right? Against LaFleur, right? Probably a little bit, more savvy and more confident in his situation. Obviously, and then Andy Reid. But now Andy Reid faces a coach with the same type of leverage, the same type of winning tradition, the same type of ability to, manufacture points or make, big time decisions and lead a team on the road. And they don't know the Ravens like they know the Bills, because the Bills played them, it seemed like 20 times in 8 years or whatever. And so this is going to be the ultimate chess match. This is the first time I think Andy Reid's going to have to play catch up as far as preparation, right? He's been afforded the chance by being so good in the regular season. Play Buffalo all the time in the champ. You know them. You play Cincinnati. You know them and need to beat them, right? You're playing the Ravens with a quarterback that's playing within this system, quite frankly, better than he ever has. And so you got to match up offense, defense, special teams. I think the advantage lies with the Ravens. It's hard for me to pick against the Kansas City Chiefs because of the respect I have for, obviously Patrick Mahomes and everything they do, and Andy Reid as well. But I think the Ravens are just playing at another level right now. And they're healthy. They're getting healthier. You can get Mark Andrews coming back after likely is playing his butt off. It's like, that's a super bonus. And so I think the Ravens pull through. I think it'll be a physical. I think it will be a chippy game. And that's the way you want it. Look, you're playing for keeps here. This is not a regular week 4 game and you're kind of just getting into it. No, every play counts. Every call counts. Every check counts. Every catch counts. How you warm up. Like when you're rolling to the stadiums in the playoffs, this is a distinct difference. There is no tomorrow. Meaning there is no Monday, watch the film, okay, wash it, get ready for the next team. You're rolling in the locker room if you're on the losing end, and you might not see some of your teammates ever again. You know what I'm saying? Or at least, you might see them obviously with the, internet.
Well, I don't think either of these teams show up the same in September of 2024. Whatever happened Sunday changes both of these teams.
Probably changes the Chiefs a little bit more.
Right.
But yeah. And you know what? To be honest with you, look at the Philadelphia.
Yeah.
They ran it back essentially with the same team. It's a totally different team.
So the last two things in it, the last time these two teams played, they played in a track meet that Baltimore figured out how to win when both teams were playing well.
Mm-hmm.
Baltimore figured in Baltimore, they had a 1-point game that kind of worked out that way. And the advantage that you talk about Baltimore having is this, and from a defensive coordinator standpoint, for all you defensive folks out there, that Patrick Mahomes can pull the ball down and get you a first down with his feet.
Mm-hmm. Timely, too.
Except for the fact that young Mr. Jackson can put points on the board.
Yeah.
That difference will keep the Chiefs coordinator from sleeping well Saturday night.
Well, and it's a huge difference in the sense of, I think, and this is just my opinion, if I'm a defender on the Chiefs, right, the only person that really, the way that Buffalo's playing this year, right now, or how they were playing, the only person that scares me is Josh Allen. Stephon Diggs doesn't scare me anymore, because as you're playing in these games, you evaluate where they are mentally. You get what I'm saying? Whereas when you're dealing, like DP says, when you're dealing with the Ravens, oh no, them 20 dudes, however many dudes they got in offense, they locked in, they ready, they coming to get it. So their big guys, their big stars are playing at an all-pro level. That's a problem.
You held a player that may have had the best offensive season in the AFC. You held that offense to 10 points last week.
Right.
Like, you shut down an on-fire Texans offense.
Yeah.
And held it to 10 points. And you then capitalized on it because Houston made a decision that they had to concede something. And what they would concede is, oh my goodness, we're going to trust that we can get Lamar Jackson to the ground with our playmaker defenders if things break down, and he busted them up.
Not happening. Listen, if a defensive coordinator said, Jay, you got Lamar Jackson, listen, bro, you better listen. First, second down, I'm hammering it. Okay, that dude and me just don't mix up. I've seen it. I've seen Michael Vick. Michael Vick on tape looked at one speed. Michael Vick running, I was like, I ain't never seen a dude run like this before. And yes, for you people that listen to me all the time, he's faster than Dallas Clark. And I always say Dallas Clark, the fastest white dude I've ever seen in my life, man. Especially when I see him from behind.
I mean, Lamar moved like he just moves different. Patrick Mahomes will break a defense because they'll keep him out there on the field. And Lamar will break you because he will send you to the bench. And there's a different like that. You miss against Mahomes, he gonna get 12 yards and then get back in the huddle and get ready to do it again. You miss against Lamar, he's gonna bang his head against goal, folks. The post, the music's gonna play, and you got some questions to answer.
It's how do you like humiliation? All at once or broken up into pieces?
Death by 1,000 paper cuts.
Listen, if you want a true story here, this is story time. This is your free clip. When I was playing for the Texans, all right, there's a linebacker that got drafted from Florida State that he would be watching, always talking junk, right? And at this time, he was playing with Carolina. His name is Brian Allen. And he would, I mean, it's like, you ain't even in the game, dude. You know what I'm saying? We're playing Carolina, right? He's just woofing. Well, he ends up he stays at Carolina. They play against Michael Vick. Or he was playing with the Vikings, I think. If you go back, Michael Vick shook him so bad, it literally ended his career. He never recovered from it. That's how Lamar Jackson is. When Patrick Mahomes kills you in the run game, it's like he's a kid that like comes up behind you and steals your basketball or something. Then it takes you a little while to catch him. Then it's like a joke to him, right? Because Patrick Mahomes is he's scrambling to kill you in the pass game, and then he systematically gets you in the gut punches. Those are still effective as well. What Lamar Jackson does, he is a scheme and personnel beater. He is faster than what he looks like on tape. He will catch you by surprise, and he's stronger than what he looks like. And you never, most likely, get a clean shot on him. He is a problem. I remember seeing Michael Vick, seeing him. In matter of fact, this is when Michael Vick came back from a broken ankle. So he wasn't even at optimal speed. Okay? Michael Vick broke one time. I was on the horse, and I remember looking at Aaron Glenn. I said, bro, listen, you lucky he stepped out of bounds right there, because he left me about 5 yards ago. He left you, and you supposed to be fast. He's like, yeah. He's like, that boy fast. And I was like, yeah, he faster than he look on tape. And so, I just think that
how does that make you adjust when you see a guy that's faster than that? Like, what does that do to your angles and your play calling?
Well, first of all, the defensive coordinator, it changed. They both of them changed the dynamic, how you prepare for a game. Patrick Mahomes is always going to do, you always got to expect the unexpected, whether it's the no-look pass with accuracy, whether it's the off schedule pass, like the one against Buffalo, where he was almost sacked, stepped up, perfect dime right down the middle, essentially a 30-yard pass that not only flipped the field, then ended up scoring, throwing it to Kelsey a few plays later. Or Lamar Jackson outrunning the spy, or beating the blitz, or the angle coming on the blitz. He rolls out, and then he beats that. Next thing you know, he catches the corner. You come out of coverage, hits the guy. Next, you got Zay Flowers, whoever. So what that does is, once you see that happen, if you're not really patient as a coordinator, it'll make you start to either force things or call coverages, or really think, oh, well, Jay or Austin's having a bad day. No, Lamar's just that on that play. He's just better than me. And so it eliminates your ability to adjust. And if you don't see the game clearly, why things happen, and respect that these guys will beat your scheme and they will beat your personnel, and there's nothing that you can do. It's like going against Jordan. Like, you could go and say, okay, DP, when they used to have the Jordan rules, when he, if he goes to the right, we want him to shoot at the elbow. If he gets into the lane, we're fouling him. Okay, that's fine. Well, guess what? Jordan got in the weight room, and he's not only getting to the free throw line, he is bowling you over now. There's nothing that you can do.
Yeah,
so
he's strong enough to finish. He's getting
right.
Jordan used to joke that he got 6 extra buckets with somebody hanging on his arm.
Right.
Once he figured out that's what I need to do.
Right.
That's why he'll take it's a great video online of him explaining, and I forget who was working out with him, but they would have him hold, like he would go up two-handed.
Yeah.
They would grab an arm, and he'd have to get the ball, whatever hand they left free, and get the ball into the basket. And he would do it until he made 20 in a row.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's so that's where these guys are. And so the big question, how do you win the game? How do you eliminate that? Well, you have to be, the Patriots used to do a really good job against quarterbacks like either one of these guys. And so what they would do, if sometimes running quarterbacks don't do well with line stunts, right? That means you're either TE stunts, ET stunts, or you're running kind of slants one way, one guy looping. Now you got to be rushing the passer and not get blown out of your gap, right? So you got to be very detailed and structured when you do it. You could do that, or you could mix up the coverages. There's not a coverage that Patrick Mahomes or Andy Reid has ever seen. I think the biggest thing is going to come down to eliminating run after the catch or explosive plays. And if you can play this game on either side without blown coverages, like I'm talking about erroneous ones where you just letting the guy just run, right? And you saw that a lot with Buffalo, right? On crucial third down.
Kelsey's first touchdown.
Right. Just running wild. Like you got if you're going to guard, I mean, at what point in time is there not Travis Kelce's picture in a Buffalo Bills locker room, in the defensive back room? I don't care what you do. Guard him. 3rd and 13 with 13 seconds left, untouched.
Somebody else could be wide open,
right.
But I'm not letting Kelsey.
Kelsey's not going to beat us. So you have to really go into the game with that, and you got to force their hand. And it's going to be an ultimate chess match. But I think Baltimore will bring a physicality that Kansas City has never seen before. I think they match up speed-wise better than Buffalo, especially at the second level. That's where Buffalo got destroyed. I think they're playing at a really good level. I think Kyle Hamilton is a great matchup against Travis Kelce. I think that when you have Humphrey and those type of guys, I think their defense and their depth of defense and their defensive line, and especially with Tooney being out, and that is a big loss for them because Smith is really good. Humphrey's really good. Their tackles are okay.
Yeah.
Tooney was a guy that cleaned up a lot of mess. He's out. So that's going to be a huge loss because that's right up in Patrick Mahomes' face, and you can frustrate him. And especially if you don't let Kelsey and those guys run free, they have the speed to come out of coverage to eliminate Patrick Mahomes and to be physical. So I think, and also Pacheco is out. And so I think, that bodes well for the Ravens. I don't think there's a coaching advantage. I don't think there's a personnel advantage.
It might not be a coaching advantage, but there's certainly not a disadvantage, right?
No.
I mean, these are two really good staffs.
Yeah. And look, you talking about longevity. Ozzie Newsome, I think he retired from GM like 8 years ago, still there. So he's the eye for talent, the eye for Baltimore Ravens players, the eye for Kansas City type of players. And then the great thing I think what the Chiefs have done this year is really stack that defense with good young players as they assumed that this offense would struggle. And now that was the best offensive game that they played last week. I do think being familiar with Buffalo helped, and the Buffalo helped them as well. It'll be interesting to see how they do against this Raven defense because I'm telling you, they're rough.
To address the texter says you guys are talking about Lamar like he's Superman. How many rings does he have? 4 teams have beaten him this year. He's not invincible. He's having a great year, but you're talking like he's the second coming. No, what we said was, and none of what you just put in your text is true. None of it. What we said is that if you're scheming against Lamar Jackson, this year's MVP, the best player in the league, and it'd be his second MVP, that yes, he's beatable. Everybody's beatable in the NFL. That's a statement of truth. It's simplicity. But if you're a coordinator and you like to run your schemes as you like to run them using the talent you have, the X factor in that is that most NFL defenses do not account for the quarterback.
No. And not him.
And especially an elite athletic quarterback. That's why there's an advantage. And Mahomes is a really good mobile quarterback. He's a great mobile quarterback. He's not Lamar after he crosses the line of scrimmage. They have different purposes, different reasons, and they finish you differently. Yeah. That's what was said. So feel how you feel about Mahomes and feel how you feel about Lamar. You have the 2 best offensive players. 3 of the 4 are playing Sunday.
Yeah.
And 2 of them happen to be the 2 quarterbacks who are playing in the AFC Championship game.
You ain't listen.
And they're different players.
For the texter, listen. If I was playing, you ain't sleeping either. Listen, you ain't sleeping a wink. No, number one, you're excited. But you better be on point playing against both of them. And it's just they're both Superman. You know what I mean? And it's just that they're just a different type. how Lamar gets it done versus Patrick Mahomes. And sometimes what make, and I guess here's what I could say. Well, here's what makes these guys great, right? And I guess, okay, Patrick Mahomes has won 2 Super Bowls. And so, if I had a pecking order, I'm starting it with Patrick Mahomes first. But I'm saying about this year, I would say Lamar Jackson's playing great. Here's what really makes them great, if you really want to know, is when need be, Patrick Mahomes can be a Lamar Jackson type Patrick Mahomes, right? So when need be, he can do something that he's not known for, great. Lamar Jackson, when need be, or it's shown this year, when needed through multiple injuries and all that stuff, he will kill you in the pass game. And it's enough to where in their scheme, it's equivalent to what Patrick Mahomes does. And the reason, if you really want a real life example of it, and me and DP have talked about this player the whole time, like multiple times, is Cam Newton, right? And my only complaint with Cam Newton is he was so great. I just wish he had got to where he could, when he got a little bit older, and the NFL didn't do him any favors, right? Just letting him get hammered, messed it up his shoulder. I wish he would have got more training to be in the pocket quarterback. But people always looked at Cam Newton and maybe not getting the Hall of Fame because they'll just say, oh, look at quarterback passing numbers. Well, that's not Cam Newton's only game, because he had so many touchdowns rushing, so many yards rushing. He was the ultimate equalizer. That's why he's a potential Hall of Famer. And it's no different than like when, like my dad's up for it, and they'll talk about rushing yards and all that. Well, back then, running backs weren't running. You're more like a fullback, right? But he did something that's never done before multiple times. So within those schemes, that's how great you are, right? And then you got Hall of Famers around you.
So if and again, I'll just piggyback that. If a quarterback completes 60% of his passes and has 194 touchdowns to 123 interceptions, where would you classify that quarterback? That's a high level quarterback. 60% completion. Then add the rushing numbers. Don't tell me, because you can take that 200 touchdown, 120 interception pocket for quarterbacks and eliminate a whole lot of quarterbacks from really good discussion without the rushing yards. And then you talk about the seasons to apex the seasons, those seasons where he was different. I just want to point this out, that he had a year where if you go through and you went 35 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. Oh, and by the way, you ran for 20 touchdowns. Those seasons don't happen normally. And yes, in a team game, the individuals don't win the game, but they certainly help you because while Cam was being Superman, Luke Kuechly and them were chilling on a sideline, recouping and loading up. They were being coached. The time off the field is valuable. It's a team game, so you don't devalue the individual talent because of, it's a team game. It's a team game. You need great players to help your team be better. And every quarterback, every coach wants a guy who does his job at a high level. I don't care what position it's in. And you have two best quarterbacks this season playing in the same game.
Yeah.
It's just a really cool thing.
Yeah, you very rarely get this type of matchup, especially the way they've been playing, because you want to judge the teams on how they're playing, right? And so you rarely get this matchup. It's going to be a great game. It's going to be a great football Sunday. And I look forward to it and see who can win. There's storylines everywhere. If Detroit somehow is able to do the unthinkable, it's a great thing for the city of Detroit, for the NFL, and the NFL probably needs a little bit of a feel-good story, right? And Detroit by no means is like a charity case, right? So then if Baltimore gets there,
they kind of.
If Baltimore gets there, then it's like, okay,
there's one Cinderella playing Sunday. There's one. Everybody else is a giant.
Right.
Everybody else is a Titan. Right. There's one Cinderella that people who don't follow football and don't know football would go, oh, I can root for them. Like, Detroit. Like, you're not going to go awe about any of the other three teams. If you look at a Detroit fan, and first of all, I need for you to show me pictures of you wearing a Detroit Lions jersey before this year. Right? Show me your Eric Hipple jersey. Show me, I need your Hipple jersey. I need your Rodney Peete jersey. That's what I need. Because the convenience of one season, there's one group, one team playing that you go, I'm kind of surprised that you're surprised that they're in it. And two, even more surprised if they win it. Detroit's that team.
Yeah, like I said, it would be doing the unthinkable. But back to the Ravens, Chiefs, it would definitely be potentially for a year changing of the guard in the AFC, along with the other storylines of Harbaugh's back, and it'd be good drama. So the NFL likes those type of things. It'd be a good selling point for the NFL, and as much as people like dynasties, they like to see them lose too. So that's where you're getting the chances, and the whole salary cap and free agency is a lot more fluid than it had been. There's a lot of things that can happen, and also with success, regardless of whether you think Detroit's Cinderella or not, they will get cannibalized by either from talent because they have a lot of good players, and they also have really good coaches. And I'd be very surprised if one of their coordinators isn't a head coach. And so that's also a big deal in this game, and that's the cost of winning. And so that's what's going to be interesting to see what happens come Monday. And you got a week and a half, 2 weeks before you really kick off again.
People out here wild on the text line saying Jared Goff's playing better than anybody of these four quarterbacks in the playoffs.
He's playing better than Brock Purdy. He's not playing better than Mahomes and.
Well, that's why I handed that to you.
But I mean, he's not so far off though. I think Jared Goff, by his personality, gets overlooked a lot, but Jared Goff can ball. And the one thing that I think Jared Goff has done this year versus other years, and a little bit even with the Rams. Not granted, he was young with the Rams. I mean, let's be honest. And he didn't have any receivers. Is that he handles adversity a lot better. Number one, he has a coach that really believes in him. That takes you to the next level. I still don't believe deep down Kyle Shanahan believes in Purdy. Deep down, he doesn't believe in him. You want to know why? He told Tom Brady, if you come out of retirement, you'll start this year. That lets me know you're going to bring a dude dang near 50 years old out the crib and not play this dude. Now, Tom Brady is the best of all time, but he don't really believe in it. You can argue, you can tell in his mannerism. When you know Kyle, like I know him, you can tell his mannerism. When he's playing good, you my dude. Otherwise, I was like, yeah, that's what I see. Anyways.
Yeah, but in that's a Kyle thing, though. We said that about Matt Ryan. Like, the dude balled, and we watched what happened there. You didn't trust him in the play calling, and it cost you a 28-3 lead. Like, I mean, look, we see this ain't his first rodeo either. We know something about him. We know he's really good at getting there. We know that when the cheeks tighten up, it becomes a different dude.
Yeah. But so, Matt Ryan and Brock Purdy.
And that's for everybody. Andy Reid went through his. He went through his in Philly where that conversation took place. Right? We understand that. Like, we have some measurable for 3 of the 4 coaches. We have some measurable for this situation and circumstance, this elevation. We know we have some history. It's Campbell that we don't know. And again, this could be the first coming. He could be the next thing. He could be the next thing. He could be the thing. We just don't know he's the thing because we haven't seen it yet. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with saying, I hope that as an NFL fan, Detroit puts on a show. Exceptional. Good for football. Yeah. Good for the fan base.
I'd be very disappointed and surprised
like you deserve
if
cool.
Detroit doesn't represent themselves.
Right. Well, I mean, I think the full they should feel good because they're there. Like,
I don't think Detroit. I mean, that.
Detroit, no, you made it. You haven't made it. Like,
Detroit ain't. This ain't it. I'm telling you, man. I know Aaron Glenn. Them dudes are not going from Detroit to San Francisco and be happy to be there. That is not how that team is wired.
I'm
not. This is not saying that they're going to win. I can promise you, as God is my witness, and it's dark outside. Them dudes are not getting on that plane and being happy to be there.
I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the fans. The fans. Because I was in Detroit when the Lions were playing Sunday. Like, I was traveling, so I had to stop in Detroit. I was in Detroit for 3 hours, and then I was on the plane with them for 2 hours. And I can tell you every bit of all the Detroit Lion fans that I had conversations with over the course of those 5 hours. First of all, they didn't expect to win Sunday. They didn't. Second of all, they got off the plane, panicked. And now, just like you got family, I got them in the hills out there in Auburn Hills. They out there. You know what their fear is? The fear is they get blown out. That's the nightmare. They want it. Look, you hope, and you can talk. I'm not talking about the players. I'm not talking about the coaches. I'm talking about the fans. The fans are, oh, okay. If you're a Detroit Lions fan and you telling me that you know you Lions are going to win Sunday, you are 100% sure that they're going to win Sunday. I'm going to need to receive. I'm going to need to see that on Monday. I need to see the receipts on Monday.
I want to see that too.
Yeah,
I want to see that.
Like, y'all can miss me with the bump, but no.
I don't think they go. I don't think they try. I don't think they know they gonna win. Ain't nobody gonna win. Anyway,
come on, son.
Anyways, we're going to go a break, come back, talk about these Huskers going out there to College Park to take on those Terrapins, excuse me. Jay Foreman, DP, Austin up. Leave Detroit alone, man. Dang.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and Jay on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. 93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, more fog and freezing fog expected throughout the day. We'll see a high around 34. Tonight, more fog expected with a low around 28. And tomorrow, more fog in the morning, then partly sunny skies for the afternoon. See an afternoon high of around 36. I'm meteorologist Kyle Klecker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
My dream was to work in commercial banking, but it required a college degree and I didn't have one. I found out that Doane had classes for adult learners on the Lincoln campus and online. So I earned my bachelor's degree, and 5 months later, I landed my dream job. I decided to continue my education, and now I'm working on my MBA at Doane. For me, the Doane experience has been life-changing.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices. Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now, they've raised wages again, and they're hiring for production operators at $24.62 per hour, which grows to $28.97 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $33.36 per hour, with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates, with increased bonuses and vacation for new hires. To learn more or apply, go to continentaljobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today. Attention all Wings fans. 89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 tall boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers, and if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Don't allow uninvited guests to take over your home. Trust Bats to Rats for a peaceful and rodent-free living space.
Introducing The Outlet by Sartor Heyman. The Outlet brings you luxurious Sartor-Heyman quality jewelry at unbeatable prices. Shop our expansive inventory of overstocked merchandise and a vast estate collection that just hasn't found its home yet. This is your chance to own stunning designer jewelry at a fraction of the cost. Elevate your style at The Outlet by Sartor-Heyman, where luxury and affordability meet. Downtown at 12th and O or online at sartorheyman.com.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Are you looking for a new spot to relax and unwind? The Post, located on the south side of the Telegraph District on the corner of 20th and N Street, is perfect for a group hangout or a relaxing evening. The Post has plenty of exciting events open to the public, like Whiskey Wednesday and poker tournaments on Sundays. Looking for a spot for a private event? Ask them about their indoor patio. The Post, located at 20th and N Street in Lincoln.
Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Jay Foreman, DP, Austin, old school, live in effect from 1040 O Street. We got a quick segment here, dive into the Huskers, and then we'll end it off with our football picks. But I want to ask you guys about this game, Huskers out there against Maryland. Maryland's obviously going to, have the advantage of being at home. Huskers are obviously playing well right now. A big game for them from, I think, a mental standpoint to, I guess, face some demons, but then, play well on the road against a tough, pesky team like it's going to be every week in the Big Ten. How important is it for Nebraska to not only play well, but then to pull out the victory? Because I'm thinking long term for down the road.
Well, I'm thinking of that you should win the game because there's ways for you to win the game.
Right.
Like
it's still a basketball game.
Yeah, it's still a basketball game. You still are required to do. You're without Juwan Gary. You know that now. Maryland knows that. No time to prepare for it and make adjustments. But I also look from the long game, from the marathon rather than the race. And the marathon has said that in the past few years, you go to Maryland and not play well, and then come back here and get them, which has been the MO for this team.
Mm-hmm.
That they play better at home. Maryland's bench plays better at home,
as should be normal,
right? Which is the thing. And what happens is bench shooters are better shooters at home than they are on the road. And that for Nebraska is my question. What does the bench play look like in College Park? Right? And Maryland will fight you on the boards. They're scrappy on the boards. They're physical. And they're athletic. I'd like to say that on a good shooter's night, K-State can light up Maryland and help them get the dub. You cannot expect Rink to have the sort of night that he had. And it's a tough matchup against Maryland for Rink Mass.
Yeah.
So in my heart of hearts, I'm going to say that this is a 50-50 ball. Except for it's 50.1 Maryland because you're in College Park rather than Lincoln, Nebraska.
Yeah, I think for me, Austin, the biggest deal is trying to contain Jameer Young. He's having 21 points a game, so he's a He's a bona fide scorer. It's kind of like Walker, what we talked about at Michigan State, right? So you don't want him to be up in 25, 28 points, right? And then also Rink Mass and Josiah Alec, how well they do in combination or multiple guys against Julian Reese. He's the dude that's the guy that stirs the pot because he has expanded his game to be a little bit more of a stretch. Physicals all get out, tons of athletic ability, but you can get in his head and get him in foul trouble. So it's got to be multiple guys. I think Rink Mass being able to be stretched, and if they lock him up on here, that's Maryland playing into their Nebraska's hands. How important do you think that matchup is, Reese against Nebraska's forwards / center forward?
Pretty important. I think it's a big Josiah Alec game in that respect. I don't hate the matchup of Reese on Rink Mass because I think Derek Walker got into trouble against Julian Reese because Reese was longer than Derek Walker. Derek would play right into Julian Reese's hands, whereas I think Rink Mass can do some different things. Reese, yes, has the athletic advantage, but we've seen Nebraska mitigate that for Rink Mass before, but that's where I think Josiah Alec in the starting lineup is the guy I want on Julian Reese more often. He can bang with him down low. He can stretch out to the perimeter a little bit more with him. But to me, it comes down to Jameer Young is the best player in this game.
Right.
I feel very confident in saying that. He's proven it time and time again. He's clutch. He can score in a variety of ways. Nebraska needs to, like you talked about with, throw a young quarterback off because of the timing. Get Jameer Young's timing off.
Yeah.
Show him Bryce Williams. Show him DeMarcus. Show him Sam. Eli Rice, if you have to, right? Yeah. Give him different matchups to try to figure out how to beat. And don't let it be the same matchup more than a couple possessions in a row.
Or the same defensive rotation or the same defense or coverage, so forth and so on. And Dante Scott as well, where he essentially has been a 10-point scorer since he's been a freshman. So you know what you're going to get with him, right? And so again, when you look at these guys and you look at just call them the three-headed monster, right? Where, when they played other teams, it was, very guard heavy. Now you're thinking like, okay, you got one guard and two forwards. You can't let these guys, especially Scott, I think last year when they played him, hit you up for 22 points.
No.
Essentially doubling his average. So that's where you want to keep them contained. And you want to pick one of those guys, like we always say, one of those guys, we got to take him down. And now you're not going to, these guys are too good to be like, oh, we're going to hold them to 0 points. But you can't, you want to hold them significantly either below their average or make them become volume scorers.
If Maryland's gone on a 6-0 run that you don't want to turn into 9-0, Dante Scott cannot touch the ball.
Right.
I'm less worried about Nebraska's offense in this matchup.
Yep.
Their defense has not traveled. It's like they've left their voice boxes back in Lincoln whenever they've gone on the road. The communication just stops when Nebraska goes on the road. That can't happen.
Like in my head, this is 71-70. I just don't know who wins.
Yeah, it's got to be a point, and you need that first half Rutgers team, half of the second half Nebraska team. You need the first half Minnesota team, and you need it for more than what they gave you against Rutgers. And we got to be able to think clearly and efficiently down the stretch. And we got to be able to because I guarantee you what Maryland's going to think, especially with Reese and Scott. You know what game they're watching? They're watching that Rutgers game. We are going to try to bully these guys, and they're at home. So you're figuring, you'll get away with a little bit more, and we can push the envelope a little bit more. So Nebraska, again, you have to be physical. I always tell kids that I coach, football is a collision sport. That means I'm literally running into to that car. Then I get a little break. Basketball is a contact sport. Rink Mass is all beat up for a reason. You see him out there. He's scarred up every single game. He's bruising up. It's a contact sport. You have to welcome that type of contact. Maryland's going to bring it. Rutgers bring it. I don't think Maryland is as rough as Rutgers, but I think Nebraska finds a way to break through and let everybody. I think this is when you look at the bracketology people that try to evaluate it. I think they're waiting for Nebraska to do something they hadn't done before. As we talked about, Michigan State gets the benefit of the doubt. Nebraska isn't getting the benefit of the doubt. You beat Maryland on the road at home, you'll see a lot more higher rankings. So anyways, Jay Foreman, DP, Austin, going to break, getting the picks, see who can come out on top. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Load up on meat and more this winter at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. This week's special through January 30th is $2 off Steakhouse burgers and buy one Urban Slicer Pizza Works dough, get an Urban Slicer Pizza Works pizza sauce for free. Don't forget their 2 new locations now open at 30th and Yankee Hill in Lincoln and 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
If you want all the latest technologies from those big banks, but you also want that hometown feel when you walk in the front doors, choose Midwest Bank. They have top-notch technology. They make banking so easy, and they also have the friendliest staff who will take their time to get to know you and treat you like family. You get the best of both worlds when you choose Midwest Bank. I live on the go, and now I can bank on the go. With Midwest Bank, I have everything I need at my fingertips. I'm volleyball player Allie Batenhorst, and at Midwest Bank, you'll love banking here.
Houses? They're expensive. And once you buy one, you're kind of stuck with it for a while. You need to make sure you get your best house for the best price. You need Ben Bleicher and his team of pros at Professional Realty Group. They'll take the time to figure out what's important for you in your dream home, and they have the expertise to find the hidden issues that could surprise you after the sale. That's professional knowledge, proactive service. We call that potential. Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's home service ambassador. Find more online at prg-ne.com.
My dream was to work in commercial banking, but it required a college degree and I didn't have one. I found out that Doane had classes for adult learners on the Lincoln campus and online. So I earned my bachelor's degree, and 5 months later, I landed my dream job. I decided to continue my education, and now I'm working on my MBA at Doane. For me, the Doane experience has been life-changing.
Ironhide Construction is hiring. They're looking for hardworking, self-motivated individuals who are team players. Ironhide Construction has openings for an experienced project manager, estimator, apprentice, skilled laborer, and erector or installer. They will train the right people and make sure you understand the position and requirements. At Ironhide Construction, it's own it, be honest, and do it right. Apply today and learn more about their other benefits at ironhideconstruction.com, where they're committed to you every step of the way.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of local union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
At Fairway Meat Market, your family. And as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Now, through January 28th, enjoy Lincoln's favorite USDA Choice Bacon Wrapped Sirloin Fillets for just $3.99 per 8-ounce cut. All natural whole Boston butt for $1.49 per pound, and lumberjack pellets for $7.99 per 20-pound bag. That's all at Fairway Meat Market in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn. Attention all Wings fans! 89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 tall boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings.
Shopping for new flooring is different today. Getting your questions answered, making the right selection, getting the best value, and installed quickly and professionally. Visit ostreetcarpet.com or shop our store. We'll answer all your questions and help you make the right choice. You'll be enjoying your new floor in just days for less than you'd pay elsewhere. Carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, tile, and area rugs. We've got it all.
Old Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstorats.com for amazing offers, and if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Don't allow uninvited guests to take over your home. Trust Bats to Rats for a peaceful and rodent-free living space.
Back to Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Anyway, Jay Foreman, DP Austin, we're back. 1s and 2s, 1040 O Street, Old School, live in effect on this Friday. On the eve, the Huskers are going to beat the Maryland Terrapins. But after that, AFC and NFC championship. So we got about, 2 minutes here, 3 minutes at the most to make our picks. Who are you guys picking? We'll do the easier game first, right? Detroit at San Francisco. Who do you got?
Go ahead, Austin.
Niners by 7 is the spread. Lions cover. Niners win.
There you go. What you got, DP?
Niners.
Big.
Is it?
Yeah.
Niners.
I think I'm going to go with Niners. If I'm, making a legit pick, I'm going to pick the Niners. Just think they're at home and they'll be able to. They showed me that they were able to push through against Green Bay after getting their butt whooped. And maybe this is the wake-up call they needed, and they'll play up to their potential. So the next game, that man, Patrick Mahomes, and the whole Kansas City Chiefs, what are they? Chief Kingdom, on the road at Baltimore with that man sitting over there, hungry, angry, Lamar Jackson. Who do you guys got?
Picking both 1 seeds feels far too chalky, but I think I have to do it. Like, saying Patrick Mahomes is not going to win a do-or-die football game feels really bad. Saying that Patrick Mahomes won't be enough to elevate the Chiefs feels really weird. But if there's ever a year it's not going to happen, it's this one. So give me the TikTok controversy. The colors are already on the logo. If you ask the 11-year-olds, I'll take the Ravens.
DP?
Quote the Raven nevermore. Sir Edgar Allan Poe delivered this for you. I'm going to say that the best player in the league this season is the best player on the field Sunday.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Ravens. I think their defense is significantly better than Buffalo. I think they're hungry, man, and they got the eye of the tiger, and they've actually probably been. If they haven't been the most consistent team all year, they've been dang near close. And they're playing at home, and this game will be vicious. And Raekwon Smith is not playing games with anybody, and he will make his presence felt. So I'm picking those two, and I think the Super Bowl will be great, but we'll see come Monday. I mean, look, everybody's picking the number one pick. They're for once, they're the number one pick. They legitimately are.
For a reason. They earned it.
It's not like the Cowboys and stuff. They win the NFC East number 2 seed and just get the brakes beat off them.
Titans were the 1 seed that one year.
Yeah, it was kind of phony. But anyways, great week again. Appreciate you guys on the text line. Lighten it up. Tell us what you think. DP will be up in 8 Mile if they. I can guarantee you this. How about this? Detroit gets to the Super Bowl. Derek Lamont Pearson will be up there at 8 Mile. I'll be with him. We'll go to All-Star Cafe. Psych. No, I'm just playing. Anyways, Jay Foreman, DP, Austin.
Raise your hands
we'll see you
if
next
you're
week.
from the 213.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can